Bring back 1991. Here it is all over again. The lunge from Connors. The high lob. Jimmy back puts it away. Great low volley here. And watch the footwork. Quickly back. And the Connors pump.
Have we seen that one before?
Tony Roach and Samantha Lendl a bit concerned. Yvonne's still unhappy with that last call. And Vitas, you mentioned Pancho Segura. We used to call him Sneaky because he did the same play. Snuck in like Connors did right there.
And that's the big serve that I've seen so many times before. Down a break point, he just has the ability to crank it up. Just deep into the corner, unreturnable. A great stab from Jimmy, but it was unreturnable. No way to get it back.
Coming.
Tries to sneak in again, and he's trying to will this one out. It was borderline in or out, and he wasn't very happy when he saw it clip the edge.
You could just almost hear him inside saying, "Go out, go out."
Game one.
Lendl with an ace to win the game and stay on serve in the second. And he does so many things with that two-hander. We've seen him volley low tonight. Here's a classic shot as he comes in cross court. Yvonne throws up A fairly short lob. Connors just waits for Yvonne to make his move. Wrong foot's in. And for the first time tonight, Lendl at least looks like he's going to come in behind the shot. But look what he does before he tries it. He's making sure he gets a very short ball. Watch it right here now as Lendl full swing on this ball and finally says, geez, I better get in before the night's over.
Well, eventually they'll have to get up there because you have to shake hands after each match.
Oh,
so that'll
right.
be at least one time. And part of Yvonne's strategy is to keep Jimmy out there. He figures, why come into net and shorten the points? Number one, he's more comfortable from the baseline. And number two, Jimmy will just spend more time on the baseline tracking down balls.
You know, it's amazing with Connors taking so many chances on both first and second serves. That's his first double fault of the night.
Now, this set that you mentioned is so pivotal. Venus is hanging here for Connors. If he goes down a break, not going to be easy.
John Lloyd, former British Davis Cupper, and Jimmy's sparring mate now, looking on.
First.
In case he misplaces them at the in the locker room.
That's when you know you're good. When you get sneakers with your own name on it. That's the big time.
Lendl cannot believe this call now. Connors, a little low volley there. Great footwork from Connors. And he hits into the open court, but on that low volley, the ball very deep. And Lendl did not even play it.
I think Lendl, it's not the question that he thought it was in or out. I thought the ball was good, but it looked it was going to sail a foot long.
Yeah.
And he really didn't play it. Not a very firm-looking volley from Jimmy Connors. It just happened to drop in.
Point could cost him, Vitas. Huge point now. Lendl, when he looks back tonight, that could become a pivotal point.
Good return from Yvonne Lendl. He saw Jimmy coming in. And instead of driving it flat or with topspin, he put a little underspin on it, got it low to the feet, forcing Jimmy to volley up.
Lendl now with his third break point in this game. Trying to take the lead in the second set.
He'll get it.
What a great save by Jimmy Connors. That backhand was blistered by Yvonne Lendl. I'm surprised he even saw it come over the net. It was so low, about a quarter of an inch over the top of the tape. And there he just stabs it back. Incredible save.
Really was, Vitas. He hit it with one hand, too.
He was lucky to see it. It was hit that hard.
Second deuce of the game. Connors trying to hold and keep this on serve.
The Lendl overhead now. Connors had thrown up a huge high lob. Big toss, almost like the Lendl serve toss. Should have been perfect for him. He hits it about 2 feet over the baseline. Watch this now. Jimmy way back.
Try, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. But you know, Vitas, the big shot there, that instinctive high lob that Connors hit. Great defense.
And he learned that one from Nastasi early on in his career.
All the lines are being called by Lions people tonight. Cyclops is not operating. And Connors saves 3 break points to hold his serve.
See, the short ball gets down really low. Now, Yvonne tries a cute shot cross court. Jimmy didn't fall for the fake. Down the line, just moved in and made sure that he put it away. And Lendl laughed at it sarcastically. He knew right after he hit that shot that it wasn't the right one.
And Vitas, Connors hitting his low volley from both sides tonight about as well as we've ever seen him do it, because Lendl is giving him lots of low balls.
Inscrutable, but Lendl must know deep down that was a bad opportunity to let get away.
Look at the winners here. Connors with the 11 volley winners. Quite incredible. And, of course, Lendl, as we talked about earlier, the big weapon, that forehand. We'll see how he plays from 40 love. You mentioned it earlier. See how much effort he exerts here. I think Jimmy's been very clever playing the score very well tonight.
Ball change.
And there's an example. Lendl holds, though, we stay on serve in the second. Still waiting for everybody to get set.
What do you think, Vitas? The long crowd shots here between games, giving Jimmy a little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
Would that be helping him? I think so.
But he also doesn't want to stay out there that long where, he gets stiff before he serves.
Of course, it was Lendl who played 4.5 hours in his first match. Connors had a relatively short match.
Love 15.
The ball called out on the far baseline.
Now we've had a couple of slow calls tonight. The base linesperson there made the call, but very slow. Lendl's return again had everyone, including Connors, thinking he had won the point.
Love 30.
This is amazing research done by Camille Guthrie. 7 times now. The 40-year-old has played men's singles in the Open.
And Frank Parker, believe it or not, at 52 years old, from Chicago, Illinois, a great clay court player who played in the Kramer era, played Arthur Ashe back in 1968 at Forest Hill, age 52.
There's still time for you, Vitas.
Connors serves only his second double fault of the evening, and I'm still amazed at that because Jimmy has really been taking some chances on the second serve.
String broke.
Oh, string definitely, you could hear it up here.
5-3.
But there is a big break for Lendl. Connors was able to avoid it 2 games ago, not this time. And Lendl now will serve to even the match.
As we look at this spring, you can hear it now. And this serve, Jimmy comes around the ball. The string breaks right there. He knows right now he's playing with a racket with a broken string. He gets a very, very short ball off the net here. Goes for it here. Tries the angle, but no way. And Vitas, Jimmy played with that T2000 for so many years, but he seems to love this racket that he's playing with right now.
Jimmy used to love that T2000 so much he would put ads out in World Tennis and the other publications asking for used T2000 rackets after they stopped production.
And I hear he got a ton of them in the mail.
And now he's trying to get rid of them through the same production.
starting to get the range now, especially on that backhand. He loves to go up the line with his backhand. Connors coming in. Look at this angle right in the corner.
Lendl ends the set with an ace. His fifth of the match. And we are dead even. A set apiece. Said that Lendl is a step slower.
Quiet, please.
And you're beginning to hear that. When you hear that from other players, it's intriguing because you didn't hear that when he had that little number 1 next to his name.
That's slower than a half a step slower, isn't it?
That's definitely that's a half step slower than a half step.
One of the few balls that Ivan has missed it. Big swing on that ball.
Forget, the 13th seed, moves on. He'll play David Wheaton in the 3rd round. Now Washington advancing. And Richard Krajicek survived in 5 sets today for Gabriel Marcus.
Get the feeling that Ivan is just saying, I want to keep you out here as long as I can, Jimmy.
And Jimmy doesn't look quite as anxious to get into the net right now. Content to stay in the baseline. And Jimmy's just being pinned back on the baseline. He might have had 1 or 2 opportunities to come in or at least take the risk. Ivan generally will be stronger on the long points.
I think the word is risk, because he was taking a lot of risks in that first set, and all of a sudden that's gone out of his game. The other thing that takes a lot of energy out of any tennis player is when you start in one direction and then you got to change real quickly to move back.
This crowd trying to will Connors through a break point. Well long on the volley, and Lendl breaks Connors to start the 3rd set.
In the 3rd, leading 1-love. Lendl up 15-love. Vetus, the atmosphere suddenly changing slightly from that first set out here now. That's wide. What do you think, Vetus? Jimmy, I don't think he's getting tired at all. Physically, he looks quite all right. He's moving well.
I just think it's very tough to keep that high intensity they had in the first set. Maybe going through a lull period right now. As far as Jimmy is concerned, he hopes he can get it back.
And Lendl, an easy forehand into the open court.
But Lendl looking much more confident at the end of the second and the beginning of the third set now. Much better depth on his ground strokes. Better for serve percentage.
Quick game for Lendl. Ron Lendl winning 20 of the last 23 points.
Quiet, please.
Playing very consistently. I think that's the kind of point he's got to start playing now. Cut the rallies down, take some chances again, and get in behind him. That's exactly like he looked in the first set, right there.
You don't want a player like Lendl, whose really only strategy is to keep you out, pin you to the baseline. He's not going to change. He's not going to start coming in the net all of a sudden.
Got him. Same thing again. Connors just instinctively seems to know when to turn it on. Good approach shot here. Moves in, slips a little bit. But again, easy volley into the open court. From another angle. Comes over that forehand. Little slip there. You know, everybody forgets what a great athlete Jimmy Connors is. He really caught himself there. Changed directions. Good footwork.
Well, you'd much rather lose a point like that with a quick approach, maybe hitting a couple inches long, than going through a whole rally, 10, 15 balls, and then losing it.
Did I blink and miss those three?
Amazing. Lendl 3 times to the net. Jimmy in again. I think it's still all right, though. Keeps the pressure on Lendl, makes him hit the passing shot.
But when you don't come to net often, is it difficult for Jimmy to come in and keep getting past?
Yeah, but that's part of the risk. You know, there's a very high gain. You'll win some easy points. You'll distract your opponent's rhythm. And if you've watched all the great volleys in the game, the Lavers, the McEnroes, they may get past a couple times early in the match. They won't get gun tries. The people that don't volley that well come in, get past, they're riveted to the baseline.
That's what I'm wondering about Jimmy.
No, he'll continue to take his chances. He knows that's his only hope to win the match.
has broken again, and now things are not looking good for Connors. He is down 2 breaks in the third.
Newford, proud sponsor of the 1992 U.S. Open Tennis Championships. Newford with Newford.
Earlier today on the grandstand, Patricia He, born in Cambodia, now in Canada, serving to Jennifer Capriati. And closing out the biggest win of her tennis career, Patricia He upsetting the 6th seed Jennifer Capriati in the third round of the U.S. Open. Live on Stadium Court. Under the lights, Yvonne Lendl has taken command of this match. He has won 6 consecutive games. Has lost only 5 points while doing it.
And Lendl in for only the 4th time. I tell you, the only way he's going to come in is if he gets a net court, it's some kind of a crazy short ball.
Well, right now, his strategy of attrition is working.
All right, now talk about playing the score. If you're Jimmy Connors down 2 breaks in this set, how do you play?
Well, he might try this for the quick break. And if it doesn't happen, I don't think he'll expend too much energy and really let it all hang out in the 4th.
No, I think he's got to play real quick points now to not try and get out there and stay with Lendl. If he's going to win them fast or lose them fast. There you go. He won that one pretty fast.
That's a clean shot right down the line. Quick shoulder turn and just steps into it, throws his body. Very accurate, right off the line.
Now Lendl serves another ace. That's his 6th. And he leads 4-love in the third. Michael Barkan.
I'm here with a weekend update right now, Ted. Dennis Miller in the stands, enjoying some action. And I know everyone here, it's a Connors crowd, and of course I'm sure you feel the same way.
Well, you know, I'm with Lendl, actually, because I just got canceled. I know what it's like to be alone, so I'm on Yvonne's side tonight.
You play any tennis? You come out often?
You know, I play horribly, so I come out here to see how much should be done, but only at night.
What are your plans? You say you just got canceled. What do you have in store?
You know, I'm just going to plug up every body orifice and grow my beard.
Let's talk about some of the USA innovations here. Let's talk about Netcam. I know you thought that was a thrill.
Yeah, I hadn't dug Netcam until Steve nailed it the other night, and it reminded me of a Letterman thing, so I kind of dig that. What's coming next? Supporter cam.
No,
cam.
No. We're going to try ball cam first, then we'll see how that works. Ted, up to you.
Another sound journalistic interview by Michael Barkan. 30-15 for Connors. Down 2 breaks in this third set. Connors going back to the sweater vest. trainer, David Dinkins. Not too many sessions go by without him in attendance.
He didn't miss a point of the Capriati match.
Connors finally holds his serve in the third.
Lendl leads 4-1.
Played fellow Swede Jonas Svensson in the third round. Svensson knocked out Paul Harhaus today.
Paul Harhaus, who played that big match on Thursday night. And Jimmy Connors moved into the semifinals last year. What a night that was. We had more people up here in the booth than there were in the stands that night, including our old friend John McEnroe. Oh,
that's a great second effort.
Lendl gets the biggest hand of the night.
He earned it.
Well, he said he's a grinder, but this time he just throws his body, he slips, and he still gets up. The presence of mind to get his racket on the ball, up over the net.
Well, that's the fitness, the conditioning intangible that you talked about earlier. The man who, even the other players, they will tell you that this is the guy that brought fitness to the men's tour. I would have thought it'd been Barry McKay, but they tell me no, it was Lendl.
Well, we're talking about the open era. Problems of getting into a long rally. Ivan gets into a groove, and even though Jimmy tries to surprise him with an approach shot, he's already hit 4 or 5 balls, and now he just sets up and just winds up down the line.
Well, you kind of remember the first time you get past, and he went cross court that first time, and so Jimmy was leaning cross court.
Saying something to a vocal spectator.
Bud Collins from the Boston Globe and some other electronic media in the stands.
Most other electronic media.
Right. One of the great historians of the game.
Lendl shot on the line. He holds now for 5-1 in the third. Fans don't like the line call, but earlier tonight, Monica Seles advanced to the 4th round. Easy win over Claudia Forward. Gabriela Sabatini, a tough battle with Natalia Zvereva. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario moves on. But Jennifer Capriati upset by Patricia He.
Oh, yes.
Oh, great. A great stab volley. Off a great topspin forehand from Lendl. He really had to stretch on it Didn't even see the result till he turned around.
This looks like another one of your games here where Jimmy's just going to get it over with quick one way or the other.
Lendl conserving some energy, though. Up 5-1, you saw him just kind of meander across the court there.
Crowd more excited about this than Connors is. Jimmy knows he's down 2 breaks. Very loose game there by Lendl, but he'll have the chance to serve for the 3rd set when we come back. Here on Stadium Court, another young American. That match will be seen right here on USA.
We're going to hear more from Martin Dahm, though. That kid has a lot of talent. He played very well in the 1st set. But Sampras was way too good.
Here it is Lendl serving for the 3rd set and the lead in the match. That is just the 16th point that Lendl has lost on his serve in the entire match. When you see that, does that tell you that Connors' weapon, his return of serve, has not been a weapon tonight? That he's not making any dent at all on Lendl's serve?
Well, he was early on in the match, but I think it wasn't so much the service return, but it was the surprise tactics of coming to net a lot more, being a lot more aggressive. Jimmy not happy with his footwork. You very rarely will ever see him flat-footed.
Big first serve by Lendl, and he has double set point. And Lendl wins it, goes wide for an ace. His 7th ace. And Lendl easily wins the 3rd set and leads 2-1.
Lendl picked Jimmy apart in that set with very accurate serving, good depth on the ground stroke, and a handful of unforced errors from Jimmy that you don't often see. And now Barry, he's really got to let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Early on in the 4th set, got to make sure you hold your serve and then throw everything at Ivan Lendl right away. You can't worry about conserving energy right now.
He had some spurts in that set where he played well, came in aggressively, but he's got to keep it going because that's the only way he has a chance in this 4th set.
Now, can never count on past history, but if last year is the form, Connors has Lendl right where he wants him. Ahead. Connors played his best tennis here last year when he was behind.
And it's very important for Ivan not to get careless. After winning this set so easily in the 3rd, he's got to keep up his level of concentration.
We told you earlier, Connors 88 wins and 1 loss at the U.S. Open when he wins the 1st set. Jimmy's going to have a chat now.
You sure on that one? Huh? You got a miss?
The linesman, Richard Kaufman, is up in the chair. There is Richard Kaufman.
Venus, I gather you like that point.
Where did that forehand come? Look at this forehand. He snapped it, and he's going chugs down the line and almost got it back into play. Oh, but this forehand was tremendous, Barry. He got so much power off that little snap. And Connor, fortunately, he was prepared for the shot.
That's the best forehand Lendl has hit all night, right there. And Jimmy volleys it. He needs this game real badly right here.
What a forehand. And he just had 20,000 people rising up out of their seats, and he made them sit down.
Down the line again, Jimmy blocks the ball down the line, and he thinks the ball's going out. But Yvonne put so much topspin, so much extra work. Watch him whip over the top of that ball. And it looked like it was going to go way long, and look, it just drops about 6 inches in front of the baseline.
He didn't look a half a step slow there or a whole step slow. He looked about a step faster.
Lendl, seemingly out of the game, begins the fourth set with a break. Times are difficult to narrow down to 1 point, but that 40-30 point, in which Lendl hit a great forehand in the last game, may be a turning point. Let's go to Linda Pence.
Well, I'm here with Tony Roach, Yvonne Lendl's coach. And Tony, how much of a surprise was this serve and volleying Jimmy Connors for you or for Yvonne?
I think Yvonne figured that if Jimmy was to have a chance of winning this match, that's what he was going to do, come out and try and be as aggressive as he could be.
What do you think the story of the first set was? Was it just a difficult atmosphere for him to start out in for Yvonne?
No, I think Jimmy played a good first set. I mean, he served, he mixed it up pretty well and varied his play, but then towards the end of that first set, Yvonne started moving around a little, and I think it's hard to tell.
Mentally, how do you prepare your player for an occasion like this, playing Jimmy Connors? He's such a crowd favorite.
It's pretty easy because Yvonne's been around a long time, so he knew what to expect, and you know, I think he's handled it pretty well.
This has been quite a long match so far. Do you think stamina and endurance is going to be a factor shortly?
Well, I think you know, once Yvonne started to move Jimmy around and you know, keep him away from the net, that really has been the turning point. I think Jimmy's got a step slower.
Well, Jimmy's obviously considered a veteran, but even Ivan is now considered somewhat of a veteran here. Can he make it all the way to the final?
Well, I think, the last month he started to hit the ball really well, and he's enjoying his tennis, and he's obviously plays well here. So, he's looking forward to, doing well here.
Is there anything that he can still improve on at this stage of his career?
I think you always learn in this game, and you can always improve, and he's one that's always trying different things. So, yeah.
Okay, let's go back up to Ted in the booth.
Great point by Connors.
There were two good lobs in that point. Jimmy ran him down.
Thought I saw Tony Bennett looking on.
How much of a factor, though, was Tony Rocha's statement about Lendl running Connors? Do you guys agree with that one?
Oh, yeah. It was first the depth of balls. He started getting a lot steadier. Ivan picked up the first serve percentage, and he just made Jimmy work a lot harder for all his points.
Shades of 1991 again.
Crowd roaring in the middle of a game.
Lendl misses one serve, they go crazy.
Jimmy knew he had a golden opportunity to get back into the fourth set.
They can't miss those now. He knows it. It's like a Davis Cup crowd, of course, now that Lendl's a U.S. citizen. I'm sure he hopes to have a chance before long to play Davis Cup. Now, welcome to the U.S. Open on Stadium Court. This is the U.S. Open. A packed house, tremendous atmosphere. Ivan Lendl leading Jimmy Connors 2-1. Lendl up a break in the fourth set. For those of you tuning in to watch the new Mike Hammer, instead we bring you two great champions battling. But Lendl has just saved a break point and held serve.
And those shots were dropping in the first set, Barry. As good as that first set was for Jimmy Connors, Lendl came up with some spectacular forehand. Jimmy's starting to press, trying to make make the shots a little bit too good, a little too deep.
He's going to win the record most ball bounces between serves. Down the middle for his second 40. That's 15 miles an hour less on the IBM gun than Lendl's aces.
Said it's not quantity, it's quality.
Jimmy just trying to shovel that little half volley over there.
But another good return from Ivan Lendl at the feet of Jimmy Connors.
For early in the fourth set, it actually has not been that long a match, considering Lendl went almost 4.5 against Izaga in the first round. This is the survival point for Connors. Loses this, Lendl's up 2 breaks. And Jimmy Connors is in trouble. He is down 2-1 and 2 breaks in the fourth. Something about Lendl's game. He's not getting his first serve in, Barry, but he's still winning handily.
Well, he's also, Ted, been very effective on the run with that forehand now. He's starting to hit that, which is his bread and butter shot.
Connors has kept the net points up. Percentage just barely half, though. I think a net player would like to have a little more than that, wouldn't he, Barry?
For sure.
About, what, 70? What's a good vote of a good serve and volleyer want to win at net?
Oh, I'd say at least 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Well, right now this match belongs to Lendl. He is up 2 breaks. And the volley out by Connors.
Really trying to close these points out quick. Nobody's left, Ted, though. They're still thinking back about last year. 7-6 in the fifth over Krickstein in the round of 16. Connors 15-4 when he's down, 2-1.
30-15. But not against somebody the caliber of this man, who is an 8-time finalist here and a 3-time champ.
Big difference between last year's draw and this year's draw.
for the Connors post to keep it a good rate. He needs to win this point.
Talked about the service ace for Lendl. That is his 9th ace of the night, and he has served about 3 of them on huge points for him.
Actually, 5 aces have won games for Lendl. Here's one that saves a break point.
Lendl kind of a streaky server, isn't he, Vitas? He'll go for like 3 or 4 serves. He can put aces together.
Playful, smiling Connors has been replaced by a frustrated Connors.
Lendl not being rushed by the crowd, taking his time.
Exceptionally poised.
Tony Roach hit the nail on the head. He said he's been around a while. He's ready for all this.
His 6th ace to end the game. 10 overall, and he's up 4 love in the 4th. He's just been too good since the first set.
Really improved his play. He was almost shell-shocked after that first set. Jimmy just barreling in on every approach.
And he was shell-shocked because Connors broke to start the second set. But since that break, Lendl has won 16 of the 20 games that have been played. Now coming up after tennis on USA, we'll be up all night in the Eastern and Central time zones, and in the Pacific time zone, Murder, She Wrote.
Not too many folks have left. There's still the last gasp. They're waiting for last year.
And Lendl never really changed his strategy. He made up his mind from the beginning of the match. I just got to keep hanging in, keep working Jimmy, move him around the court, make him play a lot of balls. Lendl has made Connors hit a lot of balls tonight.
You know, we talked about that first set. Lendl didn't really play that badly in the first set. Connors
played that
tremendous,
well.
Exactly. That's a heavyweight point.
But those points look like they take a lot more out of Connors.
Lendl really drilling Jimmy. that last point, side to side, and then running down the first overhead. Jimmy finally putting the ball away, but
watch the shoulders droop. There's no fist pumping or dancing after this point.
Look at that. A tough way to win a tennis point, right there. And he knows it.
And 10 years ago, that's the way Jimmy won every point. That looked like a tired forehand.
Running on fumes.
Jimmy, you're a natural.
Watch this Lendl forehand now. Good approach shot by Connors, but Yvonne just comes way up on that ball.
That forehand has really hurt Connors tonight.
And a great shot. You see how that dipped? It just went over the top and just shot right down. And even if you get to it, you're going to be volleying up. Then he has an easy crack at the next shot.
That's out. Connors' shot was out on the baseline. He'll come back with Lendl serving for the match. But he has given USA one last great set of tennis this year, if indeed he is put away here. His first set tonight, probably as well as he could play.
He really played great that set, Ted. The question was, I'm sure in everybody's mind, could he keep it up? And Lendl, as we said earlier, did not play that badly in the first set, but he did start to get grooved there in the second. The Lendl forehand started working.
First serve. For 15 left.
11 aces for Lendl. The last matches played by some of the greats in the game at the U.S. Open. Ford's last match, of course, against McEnroe, their grade 82 final. Venus Carolinas against Yannick Noah.
That's good.
Oh, the legs hard there.
Jimmy gives it. So, speaking of Yannick Noah,
That was a pretty weak effort, wasn't it?
Connor's back here now. Gives it a Yannick Noah.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite work.
Could be painful.
41.
12 aces, and Lendl has moved to match point. A lot of admiration for Ivan Lendl tonight. From the second set on, he has played tremendous tennis. Ivan Lendl defeats Jimmy Connors in 4 sets and ends any hopes of a repeat run by Connors in '92. The crowd all rooted for Jimmy Connors tonight, and that's expected and understood. I hope there's a well-deserved ovation for Lendl here because he played outstanding tennis.
And a chant goes out. Jimmy.
We're ready right now, Brian, if you want.
I guess you're ready, Pete. Go ahead.
Jimmy, tough luck. You started off great, fantastic first set, up a break in the second. What happened after that?
Well, I guess it's hell being 40. I guess, you know, we talked the other day. You said that he lost his nerve and had a little fear in playing, and he did. He was just bunting the ball back. Unfortunately, I couldn't, stay in there and keep running down the balls like I did in the first set. I came out with a game plan. I wanted to get to the net and be very aggressive. I thought I played well, but what the hell? What can you do?
Yeah, did you think that when he started getting a lot more balls back into play, was more the conditioning come into a factor, or you just didn't feel you were hitting the ball that well after the second set?
I was hitting the ball well. He just bunted the ball back. He didn't really do anything spectacular, but I guess that's the way he plays now. He doesn't play anything like he used to.
I mean, I know there's no consolation. You lost the match, but these people still love you.
That's the greatest, isn't it? I love playing here.
Well,
Thanks,
one last question.
Yeah.
Are you back next year for one more try?
You don't have to ask me that.
Maybe. Congratulations.
Maybe.
Okay, stay back. Back up to you.
Well, you better believe Jimmy's going to get asked that a lot more tonight. Very, very candid analysis on Lendl's play. Well, tomorrow night, Todd Martin takes on Pete Sampras in our feature match on Stadium Court. Coming up next on U.S.